Asus Zenfone 8 Flip Review. But before we start, please support us by pressing the like and subscribe buttons, so that we can continue to provide the latest information about gadgets and technology. Also turn on the bell button to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you. The Asus Zenfone 7 series had a Pro and non-Pro model, but now, the Zenfone 8 series takes a different approach with its two offerings named Zenfone 8 Flip and just Zenfone 8. The former retains the iconic flip camera mechanism, while the smaller model aims to fill in the gap of a full-fledged mini Android flagship. Interestingly, Asus has stressed that the Flip isn't the direct successor to the Zenfone 7 Pro, the vanilla 8 is. This also explains why the 8 got the more meaningful upgrades while the 8 Flip seems like a side grade. Regardless of their smartphone positioning, in the grand scheme of things, Asus seems to be filling a certain vacant spot in the market. The spot of an enthusiast brand that challenges the status quo and offers flagship killer devices like OnePlus used to do. Asus Zenfone 8 Flip specs at a glance. Body, 165.0 by 77.3 by 9. 6mm, 230 grams. Glass front, Gorilla Glass 6, glass back, Gorilla Glass 3, aluminum frame. Display, 6.67 inches Super AMOLED, 90Hz, HDR10+, 1000 nits, peak, 1080 by 2400 px resolution, 20:9 aspect ratio, 395p, always on display. Chipset, Qualcomm SM8350 Snapdragon 888 5G, 5nm, octa-core, 1x2. 84 GHz Creo 680 and 3x2. 42 GHz Creo 680 and 4x1. 80 GHz Creo 680. Adreno 660. Memory, 256 GB 8 GB RAM, UFS 3.1, microSD-XE, dedicated slot. OS/software, Android 11, Zen UI 8. Rear camera, wide, main, 64MP, f/1.8, 26mm, 11.73, 0.8 micrometers, PAF, ultra-wide angle, 12MP, f/2.2, 112, 14mm, 0.55, 1.4 micrometers, dual pixel PAF, telephoto, 8MP, f/2.4, 80mm, PAF, 3x optical zoom. Front camera, motorized flip-up main camera module. Video capture, rear camera, 8K at 30 fps, 4K at 30/60/120 fps, 1080p at 30/60/240 fps, 720p at 480 fps, gyro ICE, HDR, front camera, 8K at 30 fps, 4K at 30/60/120 fps, 1080p at 30/60/240 fps, 720p at 480 fps, gyro ICE, HDR. Battery, 5000 mAh, fast charging 30 watts, USB power delivery 3.0. Miscellaneous, fingerprint reader, under display, optical, NFC, 3 microphones. We are not saying that other brands like Xiaomi lack any affordable flagship propositions. However, the Zenfone 8 Flip and the 8 Vanilla each offer something the others don't. The former aims to be the selfie king and gets bonus points for its camera setup on the back, which is versatile in more than one way. The 8 is, well, a proper compact flagship, a rare breed these days. We will focus on the Flip in this review. It impresses not only with the price but also seems to be cutting way fewer corners than its predecessors. It's the most mature flip camera Zenfone yet, so to speak. A quick skim through the specs sheet suggests an almost full-fledged flagship experience with clean Android UI without breaking the bank. Does that sound familiar? It's what OnePlus used to stand for. The clean Android experience doesn't have to be bland, though. Asus has baked in more than a handful of custom software features that elevate the user experience. On the other hand, the Zenfone 8 Flip has fewer upgrades to boast about. The same 90Hz OLED panel is on board along with the unchanged camera setup, and there is no 3.5mm jack despite the fact there is one on the more compact vanilla Zenfone 8. We would have expected more upgrades in this year's generational upgrade. But perhaps there's more than meets the eye, so let's get on with our review and unravel what the Zenfone 8 Flip is all about. Unboxing the Asus Zenfone 8 Flip. The handset comes inside a stylish, gray-colored box with some goodies inside. It starts with a 30 watts fast charging brick and a corresponding USB-C to USB-C cable. Asus has also included a custom protective case. Our experience with it is mixed because it's made of hard plastic and makes the phone even bulkier, and it's arguably less grippy than the phone itself. Then again, we appreciate the pattern design, which is way better than the cheap transparent cases that usually come with phones. Also, the fact that you get a case out of the box is a nice bonus given the unusual, niche design of the Flip. We suspect aftermarket cases will be scarce, especially at launch. Speaking of the case, it has a small switch next to the camera module that locks the Flip module in place. Asus says it's particularly useful when the phone is put on a bike, for example. The system would know it's locked, and the Flip would stay in place even if strong vibrations occur. Design and ergonomics. Not much has changed in terms of design since the last generation of Zenphones. It's still rather heavy and unwieldy, even. The usual glass sandwich construction is at hand, with the back panel being quite slippery with big curves to the side. The frame is aluminum made with an anodized finish that stands out from the rest of the body. The front uses a Gorilla Glass 6 sheet for protection, but the back settles for Gorilla Glass 3. Interestingly enough, since there was no room for the noise-canceling microphone at the top side of the frame, the camera mechanism takes up most of the space. Asus placed it below the camera bump. Speaking of the camera bump, it has very sharp edges but doesn't stick out more than your average camera module. As far as the Flip part of the phone is concerned, we hardly see any changes to it design-wise. The motor makes a satisfying sound when you open or close the camera module. There are some additional system sounds, but none of them sound as cool as the actual sound of the motor. And as before, you can adjust the Flip angle manually, and the software didn't warn us of potential issues, so this should be alright. The piece itself is made of liquid metal once again, a commercial name for an alloy, which is more durable and lighter than standard aluminum alloys. It ensures that the mechanism will work no matter what. The under the hood change here is the motor module that detects the angle of the Flip camera using an angle sensor. Compared to the previous version, this one provides 50% stronger output shaft, further improving the longevity of the motor. Asus has rated it to endure at least 300,000 flips, or about 5 years of normal usage with 150 flips per day. A 0.5 degree microstep solution has been introduced for smoother and more precise positioning of the module. If a drop occurs, the phone will detect that using the built-in G sensor and automatically retract it before it hits the ground. In any other case, the angle sensor, which we mentioned earlier, makes sure the mechanism stays in place when positioned. Perhaps the majority of people would love to hear that there are no fancy edges or curves on the front. It's just flat glass. In fact, the panel itself is sticking out a bit more than we would like, forming a ridge. The bezels may not be exactly flagship grade either, but the Zenfone 8 Flip gets bonus points for the lack of any cutouts. You get a large, unobstructed OLED display on the front, with the bottom bezel being the thickest, followed by the top one. The top has room only for the tiny earpiece while the proximity and ambient sensors are placed under the display.
Thanks for watching.
Modern smartphones, the
Drop a
Zenfone 8
like,
Flip keeps the
leave a
notification
comment,
on the
and don't
Asus
forget to
has found a pretty
subscribe
cool place
to
for
watch
the
more
LED since there's
videos
no
like
room
this.
for it on the front. It's placed at the bottom side of the frame, right next to the USB-C port. The speaker grill and the main microphone are there, too. On the left,